Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Case's movie reviews. Let's get right into it.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business.
What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Utah. Give me 2.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
Now fry like bacon, you little freshman piggies! Fry! Fry!
Playing football in West Canaan may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Oh, that's a great recap of 2024, the movies that you saw. Well done, Case. And we started this about a year ago.
March of last year.
Yeah, Case the producer, who I got sick of for years quoting movie lines.
Just in general?
That too.
That's a bad place to put a comma. Got sick of for years.
I got sick of Case for years because he didn't know the movies I was talking about. You know, always referencing a movie and a movie line. So he's 25 years old and only seen Norbit and Boys in the Hood by that point in his life.
That's correct.
And so now he's seen things like you heard in that montage. He's seen Varsity Blues and Pulp Fiction.
By the way, made me feel like there's going to be a murder at the end of it. The music in the background, I'm like, oh my God.
Get fired up. It's Friday movie review.
Let's go. So if you're new to the show, it's the review of a movie from the lens of a 25-year-old. And this movie happens to be I Am Legend. We got here because we did predictions for 2025. And one of Kenzie's predictions is that Ozempic will cause the I Am Legend situation in the world because it just can't keep going great where people take this drug and then they get thin and nothing happens.
Something seems off about it.
Something's going to happen wrong. And so Case watched I Am Legend. And before we start, why don't we play the trailer? This movie came out in 2007. And it made about $500 million. So we figure it was one of the blockbuster type movies that most of our listeners have seen. Here's what the trailer sounded like when the movie came out.
Dr. Robert Neville.
2012.
I am broadcasting on all AM frequencies. I'm a survivor living in New York City.
If anyone is out there, please, you are not alone.
I Am Legend.
You know, I got to say, that's a movie that certainly could have used the old school trailer of the In a World, and because that trailer doesn't capture how dark and disturbing the movie ends up becoming. And you know what I mean? Like, that kind of makes it sound certainly like an action-adventure type movie as opposed to the real terrifying nature of I Am Legend.
Yeah, I thought I was getting an action-adventure movie. I did not know much about this when Kenzie suggested it. I had heard of the movie. I knew it was a Will Smith movie. I knew nothing else.
Yep.
And went in blind. Didn't watch a trailer beforehand. Didn't read anything about it.
Well, I said the world was going to end and be all bad because of Ozempic like I Am Legend.
But
Were you not listening?
Well,
no one listens to me, and I've been saying this for years.
There was that. That was part of the problem. But also, you know, one of the great things about watching all of these movies is that now I have relationships with some of these actors, right? I did a bunch of Patrick Swayze movies last year because I had never seen any of his movies. Now I have an opinion on him. Will Smith, I only knew from Fresh Prince. I had never seen any of his movies. And so we watched Independence Day last year, and I thought Will Smith was terrible in Independence Day. I thought it was a good script, a good story. I thought his acting held that movie back. And when
Yeah, wait a minute. You thought it held Independence Day back, one of the biggest blockbusters of the 90s?
it held it back from being a good movie.
It did okay. The movie did great.
Yeah, but there's a difference between critical success and commercial success.
Oh, boy.
But when Kenzie was describing this movie, I thought it was going to be Will Smith and his gang of pals, and they were going to get into shootouts downtown, and it was going to be a big summer blockbuster, and he was going to be like Zombie, more like Zombie.
Oh, nice.
There'd be all things like that. That is not this movie.
No. Bi, like he killed him. I went like bisexual with it. I'm like, you guys are gonna I'm sorry. Continue. I'm like, why would he say that? I get it. I thought you thought he was hooking up with him. I understand.
No. So, you know, one of the other things we did last year was I watched a bunch of horror movies, a bunch of scary movies in October that I had never seen before because it's not a genre that I knew anything about. This movie, I Am Legend, far scarier than Saw, Friday the 13th, the original Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the movie. I was threatened with jump scares throughout this entire thing.
Wow.
Between Sam the dog, more on him later. Sam the dog running into that dark building and Will Smith chasing after him and me not knowing what was around the corner. All of the rats at the beginning of the movie. Remember all the rats that show up?
A lot of rats.
Rats are nasty creatures.
It just shows they'll survive any kind of apocalypse we have. Rats are going to take over
They
the Earth.
will be here longer than us.
Yep.
That is tough to think about. All the sounds. This was a really loud movie. It was a lot like The Shining, one of the loudest movies of all time.
No one ever says that in reviews. And Casey said it now about The Shining and I Am Legend.
He's the youngest one.
Yeah.
And he complains about the sound of things so often.
Turn it down. Turn down the movie, please.
There's
It's
only
too loud.
one guy in it. How's it this loud?
Well, that's the crazy thing is this movie's so scary and there's one guy. And had you sold me on the concept of, hey, Case, just so you know, it's a movie where Will Smith is, by and large, the only character for the first 45 minutes of the movie, I would have said, that sounds atrocious. I saw what he did at Independence Day. There's no way he has the talent to carry this movie. But I stand here today, an apologetic man.
Whoa.
Will Smith was unbelievable in this movie.
Yeah.
This has to be his finest work, right?
People call it that as far as his acting ability, like showing his chops.
I would say Pursuit of Happiness is maybe what people would argue is his best acting ability. But I mean, it's up there.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely up there. And by the way, before you continue, just to give a premise, if somebody hasn't seen the movie, because what Kenzie's prediction is that in this movie, it's a cure for cancer.
Yes.
That turns everybody into vampire zombies and kills everybody on Earth pretty much, or that's all that's left on Earth.
Yeah.
But Will Smith is a doctor that he's bunkered in and he's trying to find a cure throughout the whole movie.
It is technically immune to it, but they never explain why he's immune, which
Yeah.
I just chalked up to, well, he's Will Smith. I guess it doesn't affect him.
He's certainly ripped in this movie. He's jacked.
I think because he tests everything on himself, so he built up immunity. Like the initial, he's always injecting himself with it. So all of the potential cures and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, a lot of drugs in there. I don't know how long he was going to make it anyways.
Like I am the food poisoning. Because he eat pizza like under the couch after 7 days. People say, don't eat that. You're going to get sick. Well, I eat it, and now I'm immune to food poisoning.
Wow, there you go.
All of it?
All of it.
Take that, science.
Yeah.
No, this is a really good movie. Now, I'm troubled in the sense that I watched a bunch of heist movies last year, and it turns out I love heist movies. What a great concept for a movie. The post-apocalyptic, I'm the only guy left on Earth. I struggle with loneliness anyways, and I fear death constantly.
Okay.
Every day I wake up thinking this could be my last day on Earth, and that's not, contrary to popular belief, I like life. The problem is that once you stop living, you can't do anything anymore.
Yep.
And I like doing stuff.
You
I
can
like
haunt
going
people.
to see things. You can what?
Haunt people.
Oh, you can do that, I guess. But I'm not a haunting guy myself.
I think you're like a laid back ghost. I'm going to see like an indent next to me when I watch a show. My Case is here.
He's going to listen to
Saying
records.
again?
When he's a ghost, he'll listen to his records.
The fridge is open again. Case.
But this movie made me profoundly sad on a number of levels. One, I just don't want to see this happen to humanity. I like camaraderie. I like, this is not true. This is not fair. I like hanging out with people. I like having a good time with my pals. I like seeing my friends. I like watching a show with people that I like.
All right, stop. You're going to break the buzzer. Stop lying.
But I Am Legend is this movie that really makes you stare loneliness in the face. And if you're not ready for it, and I was not ready for it, waterworks start to appear towards the end of the movie. It's a pretty sad watch, not to mention Sam the dog.
Oh, God. Just forget it.
Now, I don't know who won Best Supporting Actor in the 2008 Academy Awards, but it should have gone to this dog. This dog's one of the best actors I've ever seen.
And the dog didn't get to talk.
No, but
I still love him.
It's like
I think it's a her,
DiCaprio,
actually.
Pitt, Sam the dog. Those
That's
are the three
unbelievable.
best actors I've ever seen.
It's unbelievable. Perfect casting.
Unbelievable performance.
Okay, it's a dog.
Okay.
They almost went with Beethoven because he's been trying to pick up serious roles, and they're like, no.
It was almost Air Bud, but his agent had
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
We got Mount Rushmore of dog actors. Is this dog on it?
Oh, this dog is the Mount Rushmore.
What are you talking about? Of course he's not. He's one of the only dogs that can play a serious role.
And did it so convincingly.
Lassie got pretty serious.
Lassie's
Lassie's-
sassy.
Oh, give me a damn break. I almost swore right there. Let's not get sidetracked. I Am Legend, Will Smith.
Can I say the only part of the movie that doesn't seem realistic to me is how much he works out? Because if there was nobody on Earth, I would not be doing that many pull-ups.
Counterpoint. Prison, all you can do is work out and read. That's pretty much all Will Smith does. He's basically in prison on Earth.
Do you know how mad I would be if I finally got in shape and no one was around to see it. Oh, more mad than what happened to the earth.
By the way, Jeff just checked in from Gurnee and said he thinks he got immune because he got bit by a bat in Vietnam. Now, I don't know if Jeff and Gurnee is right on that. That's what he said somehow in the backstory. He's done the research on it. That's how he got immune.
I want to be sure I talk about this before I give my final review because I got hit up so much yesterday when I posted that I was watching this movie. I had a few people tell me that they saw this as kids because it was a Will Smith movie and their parents had to take them out of the theater because it was so sad. They weren't ready for what they saw. The other thing that everybody told me is, well, Case, you have to know there's an alternate ending that was shot and has since been released. Do we all know about this?
I do.
I do know there's alternate ending.
Okay.
I heard it's sadder, so I haven't participated.
No, it's actually better.
It's less sad?
It's less sad, the ending.
What?
It is less sad. So spoilers ahead. It's a movie from 2007. Everybody relax. The original ending of the movie is that Will Smith dies. The alternative ending is that he finds a way to survive this final scene. He passes the cure on to the duds that he's with, the mom and the son who bring absolutely nothing to this movie. And it's a
what a hater on the mom and the son.
Oh, they pissed me off too. He had a good thing going.
Yeah, exactly.
And they messed it up in one night. I digress.
He lost a dog and gained duds in those two. No personality, no spunk, no pizzazz, not helpful
Ate
at all.
his eggs and bacon that he was saving.
Listen, you kind of got me with that one. Because
You just show up and take the best thing out of the fridge.
if I've been waiting all that time and I have eggs and bacon and they ate it. Now, wait, if I remember right, they're the reason they found his house, right?
Yes, because they drove in the middle of the night.
Because they drove in the middle of the night, and then that's how they found his awesome.
They kind of saved him, but boy, did they not think anything about anything after that.
No, they
Not
suck.
a thing.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
They suck.
They suck.
The mom and the kid.
Not a fan.
No.
But the alternate ending, Will Smith finds a way to live. I will say, I watched both of them. Obviously, I watched the original ending. I also
Wait,
watched
is the alternate ending on YouTube like filmed? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when the DVD came out, they included that in the DVD bonus feature.
Yeah.
I like a movie where everyone dies. I prefer the original ending.
Finally, you told the truth in this
much
damn
more.
review.
Because at some point, and I don't like it, I have to live with this every day. At some point, we all go. And it's good to see movie characters die every once in a while. And Will Smith died in the most realistic way possible. It would have bothered me had he lived, because there was no way that any of us would get through that situation.
Well, I'll tell you, because they've been trying to make a remake, or a sequel, I should say, for like 12 years. And now I think just last year, so Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan from Friday Night Lights and Creed movies, that they're doing it together to make the next I Am Legend movie. It's for 12 years they've been trying to make another one. I guess it is in the works at least.
Well,
so there could be that sequel.
It took them 25 years between when the script was purchased, or the concept of the script was purchased, to actually making this movie. Schwarzenegger was involved in this project forever.
Really?
And then they ended up landing on Will Smith. I read a lot about this movie last night because at the end of the day, even with the tragic death of the dog, the dud mother and son, and the overall terrifying nature of the Darkseekers, who, by the way, their screams were voiced by Mike Patton and Faith No More.
Wow.
I say all of this about the loneliness, about the sadness, all my issues with Will Smith going into this movie. You know what, Kenzie? Thank you for the recommendation. I Am Legend. I Am Legend is a great movie. Now, it's interesting. It's one I'll never watch again. This is not like a Shawshank or a Pulp Fiction where I want to watch it over and over again. I will never watch this movie again. It made me profoundly sad yesterday. I had tears in my eyes when the dog died. But you know what? This is a solid 7 out of 10 movie. Well
7
done, Will
out of
Smith.
10. Wow.
Yeah, good stuff.
7 out of 10 what? The Darkseekers?
Dead dogs.
Dead dogs.
7 out of 10 dead dogs. Wow. Okay.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.